What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Shooting the Shit with Coach Derek podcast, episode 2, brought to you by CrossFit MABA. Let's just jump right into it. Everybody's post-open excitement. The open was fun. We had a lot of people improve in a lot of ways in my gym. We had a lot of people who never have done any type of competition before and got to kind of get a taste of what the camaraderie is like in the CrossFit event, which was great. Not one person, I think, left in a negative way. Everybody took something out of it. Everybody had fun. Everybody hung out. Like I said, the Open's just supposed to bring your community together at the end of the day and celebrate, everybody's common goal, which is to push themselves and kind of see what they're made of and grow. But anyway, we're gonna jump right into the workout. So I think they did a really good job with the 25.2, the redo, because it was a test that could show you, how much you improved over the last couple years. That was actually one of my favorite tests. I actually liked the entire thing this year. This year was probably this year was probably the most funnest year for me. And it also showed me a lot of how I've grown in the past 4 years of doing CrossFit. I didn't have a lot of growth in CrossFit until this past year, 24 to 25. So 2024 was probably my biggest growth athletic-wise, or athlete-wise, whatever you want to call it, in the space of CrossFit. The 25.2, which was the pull-ups, the double unders, and the thrusters. Weight gets heavier, and then you go up to chest to bar, the muscle ups. The funny thing is in the original workout back in 2022, or no, 2021, whatever the original was, I think I strung together maybe 3 to 4 muscle ups and then just failed until the end. This time through, I was able to string through all 15 muscle ups, and it honestly wasn't impossible like it felt in the first time when I looked at it. It wasn't a giant mountain in this workout. To me, it was just another workout because of my preparation, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the future, but I'm also satisfied with my outcome in that workout. Again, I prepared a lot for gymnastics this year, and that was honestly one of my strengths this year. And it really showed like how much you work. If you work on something, you can improve. So the muscle ups to me was a super improvement for me. For those of you that improved, you know what I'm talking about. 25.3 is probably my favorite open workout of all time. The wall walks were perfect. How they were split up in 5s throughout the entire workout. The buy-in of the row at 50 calories because it was like a sprint to the end. That workout was my favorite. I hope they redo that one again, but we'll see. The finishing kick on the rower, man, just watching everybody try to get as many calories as possible or finish, and having everybody scream in the gym, like that's the shit. That's the kind of shit I like. And that was watching people fight through the last 5 wall walks and then jumping on that rower and just fucking going to town. That was fun. That one kept it exciting all night. I think they did a good job in the programming this year. Takeaways. I tell everybody take away one thing. First off, if you're competitive, you're never going to be satisfied. You're always going to feel like you could have done better. Even though this is the best I've ever done in a CrossFit competition or whatever you want to call it, test, I'm still not satisfied because, for me, I finish and I'm like, I could have done 10 times better. I could have done this. I could have done that. I did every test twice just so I could kind of see how to adjust it. I tried different strategies. Some were successful, some weren't. I blew ass on my second run through of 25.3. Went out hot and couldn't hold on. So it was fun though. But like I tell people, try to take something away. I always tell people take 2 movements or 2 things that you think that you can improve, and just be obsessed with those through the whole entire year. So 2025, pick 2 movements that you feel like you could improve at, or just 2 things in general that you can improve at for the Open next year, and work on those 2 times a week, 5 to 8 minutes. My first Open, I sucked ass at everything, but the biggest thing that pissed me off was the double unders. So for like a year, I practiced 5 to 8 minutes a day, or 2 days a week, and I improved at them. You're only going to get better, and double unders are probably going to be the hardest thing that you're going to learn anyway mentally. You're probably going to break a couple jump ropes in the process, not because you tripped on them, but because you threw the shit out of them and broke them. So make sure you have a couple of backup jump ropes. Take 2 things out that you want to learn or that you want to get better at and improve at it. For some of you, that might require you going out and seeking personal training. I know for us coaches, it gets really hard for us to give a lot of attention to everybody throughout classes, just because there's so many people and we have to give a little bit of time to everybody. It's a sacrifice money-wise, but it's something that's going to pay off in the end. Every time I've invested money into something that would better me, which would be like my level 1 cert, my level 2 cert, paying for personal training, for Olympic weightlifting, or for gymnastics tutorials, or just whatever it is, I've never regretted it, because it's made me a better human. It's made me sharper mentally. It's made me better physically. Like I said, people tell me all the time, oh, well, I can't afford that. That's too expensive. I can't afford, whatever, 50, 60, 70 bucks a session. And I tell them, go through your finances and see how much money you waste every week. Cut off your fucking DoorDash, your DoorDash spending. Most people spend fucking $500 a month on DoorDash alone. Cut back on that. Cut back on senseless crap. Don't go out and drink every weekend, or cut the day off with the girls or with the boys for 6 weeks. There's your money right there you have to spend for your personal training. You know what I mean? You're in the end, you're not going to regret it. And you take that tool, you take those tools that you learn from your coach in that personal training, and you have those tools in your toolbox the rest of your life. You keep the training sessions, the programming, the mindset. You take everything that they taught you, and you have that the rest of your life. Not only do you have it the rest of your life, you can teach that to your kids. One day, if you decide you want to be a coach, you have those tools in your toolbox. So eventually, you can pick and choose what you want to take and make your own coaching style. Like I said, or if you don't want to be a coach, you can teach that to your kids. Your kids need workouts. Your kids need this. Your kids maybe want to do CrossFit one day. You have those in your toolbox. So, like I said, it's worth it. And it's a little bit of a sacrifice money wise, but if you can sacrifice it, which most of us can, I highly encourage everybody to seek that. You know what I mean? Or just work on it on your own. There's a lot of stuff out there. You can go on YouTube. There's so much stuff you can do, but take 2 things and make those 2 things, your goal for the year. Put them up on a vision board in your garage or in your room, wherever you spend the most time, just so you constantly see it wherever you go, and it's constantly on your mind, so you're obsessed with it. That's my advice to you guys. Most people are happy with the outcome. Most people just were dreading it because they've never, in my gym at least, because they've never competed before, so they were excited to get it done and get the feel of the CrossFit Open. I know in general too, there's always going to be some people who weren't upset. Who didn't have a good Open by whatever their standard of that is. Maybe they thought they were going to do better. Maybe their retest for 25.2 didn't go right. Just whatever it is. Just know that if you fell up short on any of the tests, it's your fault. Take ownership. A lot of competitive people tend to. We're never really happy with the outcome. I mean, we are, but just because of the competitiveness, we always feel like we could have done better. Like, oh, I won by 1 point. I should have won by 10. Or I finished, 5 seconds faster than last year, but I failed at this last snatch, so I had to redo it, which added 10 extra seconds onto my time. I could have eliminated that. You know what I mean? So there's little things that you're gonna hit, but if you're just not happy with the outcome because you just feel like you just didn't do well, that's your fault. You had an entire year to prepare for the tests, and the programming most gyms use in the CrossFit space are going to prepare you for those tests. I always get irritated at people when they start sending me workouts and stuff, and they talk about they're like, oh, look at this test, oh shit, oh man, like, I'm not worried about that because I prepared for it. And even if I'm not prepared for it, I'm excited to do it because I want to see how I can do. Some of the tests scare you, some of them are exciting, but at the end of the day, they're just another workout. You know what I mean? You just have to treat it as another Metcon, workout of the day. It's just people are watching you, you know. The preparation, like I said, you were preparing all year. The crazy, not the crazy, but the thing I get most from people and feedback is like, well, I didn't do as good as I thought I did. Like I'm getting worse at CrossFit. It's like, you're not getting worse. You're just not training like you should. And if your goal is to be a recreational CrossFit athlete, that's fine. Be okay with being a recreational CrossFit athlete. You train 3 days a week. You get to get out of the house 3 days a week for an hour and just be yourself and not have to worry about your kids and not have to worry about life. You get a break for an hour a day, 3 days a week, or whatever it is you train. You're doing the open. Everybody's going to have high expectations or some type of expectation, but just be okay with it. You know what I mean? As long as you prepared the best you could in those 3 days per week leading up to it, you can only get what you put in from CrossFit. Like I said, and that's one of the things why I respect CrossFit so much, is that you're not going to get better just by showing up 1 day a week or 2 days a week or 3 days a week, or, you know what I mean? You're going to get better over time with consistency. You're going to get better at it doing it 3 days a week, but if you want those more elite level numbers, you got to put in the elite level time. And those guys ain't fucking around. You see the guys on the top of the leaderboard and how easy they make it look. It's because that's fitness is their life, you know? CrossFit, fitness, you know, they sleep right, they eat right, they train hard, they train, 6 days a week, they train multiple times a day, they eat, sleep, work out. Literally, that's it. And it shows in their workouts. If you didn't train like that, then don't be upset that you're not top 50 in the world, you know what I mean? If you train like a recreational CrossFitter, you should expect recreational CrossFit numbers. And that's fine if that's your goal. But if your goal is to get to those upper levels, and you want to be the golden child of your gym, then you have to train like the golden child. You got to fucking earn that respect, and you got to earn that title. You don't just get to walk in and like, oh, well, I'm the best here because I've been doing CrossFit for 10 years. If you don't put in the work, you're not going to be the best. You know what I mean? That's just plain and simple. Don't matter who the hell you are. There's so many different things to get good at in this sport that if you don't put in the work and the time, it don't matter what you label yourself. You know what I mean? It matters how much time you put in. If you want to be an elite level athlete, train like an elite level athlete. If you train like a recreational CrossFitter, expect recreational CrossFit numbers. If you're training 3 days a week and you want to be better and you want to get up into that next bracket, you're going to have to add a fourth day. You're going to have to add a fifth day. You might need to start doing double days. At the end of the day, every single certified coach that's on that floor is doing their best to make you better. The affiliate owners are giving you guys all the tools they possibly can to get you guys better and to improve your lives. Some of you just want it for health and wealth. Some of you want it because you want to be competitive. That's fine. But understand where you're at and meet yourself where you're at. And you don't necessarily have to accept where you're at, but just accept where you're at for now. If you want to be better, like I said, train more. You're going to need to train. You're going to need to train more. You're going to need to eat right. You're going to need to push yourself in training. I've seen a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I've seen a handful of people get to the end of workouts and just kind of start watching the clock and then quit. 5 to 10 seconds left to go and you do one lunge and then you stop and look at the clock. I want to see you fucking hit the gas pedal the last 10 seconds and sprint no matter where the fuck you're at in that workout. You could be halfway through for all I give a shit. If I look at the clock and there's 10 seconds left and you're fucking biting down on your teeth and you're sweating and spitting up sweat because you're breathing it in and you're going as hard as you can, I got mad respect for you. You know what I mean? No matter what level you're at. And that's the kind of shit I like to see, and that's the kind of shit that motivates me as a coach to coach you better. Not necessarily to coach you better, but to give you time. You know what I mean? It makes me appreciate the time that I've spent with you in the entire year, because I see you turning into a dog right in front of my eyes. And I've seen it at a lot of people this year that I'm happy for. And like I said, if I see 10 seconds left on the clock and I see you dragging ass and you're breathing heavy and you're spitting out sweat and you're looking up and you got 5 more lunges to go, but you quit, or you take 1 lunge step and just kind of wobble and stand there, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Seriously. Fall over doing lunges because you're trying so hard. If your body's filled with lactic acid and your muscles aren't contracting anymore and you can't hold yourself up and you're falling over doing lunges, mad respect. I don't give a shit, like I said, what level athlete you are. If you're pushing yourself until the very end, you're going to earn the respect of everybody in the gym. If you want to throw a fit and cry and stop doing your lunges and, whatever happened, whatever, that's on you, man. You got to start training. If you want to compete strong, you have to start training like a competitor. Because if you were training to hit a finishing kick and be able to redline until the end of that workout, you would have gotten to the end of those workouts and it would have just been another training session in the day, and you would have sprinted that last 20 to 10 seconds because you're used to doing it in training. Your body, your central nervous system, your mind is fucking computed to know, oh, I got 20 seconds left, go. It don't matter, okay? And that's if you finish the workout or not. If you're finishing to the finish line, you need to sprint to the finish line. And if you don't know how to do that, if you don't know how to build your volume to where you have the gas tank and you know how to pace and you know what your heart rate work is, and you don't know how to sprint to the end, you need to seek personal training. Or you need to watch some videos and figure it out on your own. But the information's out there. And I guarantee you there's at least one coach in your gym that knows how to train you for that. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't have too much pride. At the end of the day, us coaches, we just want to see everybody in our gyms do well, man. And like I said, at the end of the day, our job is to set you guys up for success, whether you're doing the open, whether you have a college exam coming up, whether you just want to get stronger to go home to deal with your kids, whatever it may be. Our job is to help you make your life a little bit easier, okay? And we want to see you guys do good. That being said, new thing I want to add to this podcast is current events. We have a big current event going on. I'm sure a lot of people have seen the post, but we're trying to bring CrossFit to San Quentin Rehabilitation Center. So the prison has been turned into a level 1 prison, meaning that it's got no violent offenders, no people with write-ups or behavioral issues. So it's all guys with good behavior who don't have crazy crimes that are trying to rehabilitate to go back into society, hopefully one day. Super excited about this project. And know that this project doesn't benefit us at MABA Lab in any way. It's all 100% voluntary. We volunteer our time, and we're not getting any kickbacks from it. They have a budget from the state that they're trying to build a fitness program in San Quentin, and through some mutual conversations and contacts, they found us and reached out, and giving back is one of the biggest things I've always wanted to do since becoming a CrossFit affiliate and a business owner. I try to give back as much as I can. We do charity stuff all the time. We try to give back as much as possible, and giving back time is precious, but we make it happen because that's what we love to do, both me and Jen. So what we're trying to do at this point is we took one tour of the facility. We were there for about 5 hours. We walked around the yard. We walked around all the different units. We walked around everything. And they have a lot of programs in there that are really good for guys. Like they have dog training programs in there where inmates are dog trainers. They have a fitness class. They have boxing lessons. The guys are allowed to go in the yard more. They're not just locked down every day. I think it's good. I think it's a good thing. And what I want to bring in to these guys is I want to potentially get them their own CrossFit affiliate in San Quentin. So I've reached out to some of my contacts, and we're actually in the works right now with getting a level 1 certification course into the San Quentin Rehabilitation Center, so that a couple of the guys, or however many of them, want to take the course and get certified as a level 1 instructor. That can set them up to potentially get a job when they get released. So if we can put together through the CrossFit community some kind of program where these guys are able to get like a part-time job, or like a mentor program where they can kind of learn from us when they get out, or actually get them a level 1 training cert so that they can run a CrossFit affiliate in San Quentin. They're trying to get everything together. They're doing donations to get equipment and all the other stuff that they need to get in there. They're eventually going to have a gym, and they want it to be a CrossFit affiliate. So we're just trying to help bring a CrossFit affiliate there. We're also trying to get them their own affiliate, so they'll be their own separate entity. It won't have anything to do with CrossFit MABA Lab. We probably donate a couple hours a month where we go out and we coach a couple classes. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I want those guys to have the power and the knowledge and the education and the motivation to run their own program. I would just be overseeing it as a mentor, which I'm trying to get other CrossFit affiliates to help out, so that they can kind of help out too. At the end of the day, we're all just one big community, man, and we have a goal. We all have a common goal to improve people's lives, and it don't matter if you're locked up for whatever reason, or if you're out on the streets and you're trying to be a coach. It doesn't matter where your level's at, man. CrossFit will change your life for the better if you treat it as so. So that's what we're trying to do. We're going back for another competition, or for a competition that they're having April 17th, which is the guards versus the inmates, which is going to be fun. And I've got some contacts on that. I'm going to be bringing some other friends with me to assist me in watching and helping out and just talking CrossFit. Ultimately, at the end of the day, a lot of those guys in there, they're obsessed with fitness, because right now that's all they have. Most people are written off by society, their families, whatever it may be, and they have nothing. And I've been there before, so that's why I can relate to them. A lot of them are good people, and they just need someone to believe in them to kind of get their confidence back, to do better. And CrossFit, I think, is the ultimate way to do that. Most of those guys in there are depressed, they're broken, they don't have families. Their families might have given up on them, their friends, their spouses, whatever it may be. And CrossFit, I think, is the ultimate way to get them out of depression if they are in it, get them feeling better, get them feeling good about themselves. Some of them may have never done anything in their lives, and now they're learning how to squat right, or they're picking up a 135-pound barbell off the ground, and they never thought that they could do that. The more you can build motivation and give people something to look forward to, the more that's going to take them away from the bullshit on the streets and pull them towards the light. You know what I mean? And that's ultimately what I want to go and assist with doing. If I can see some of these guys get out and get jobs, or eventually become affiliate owner on their own outside, that's the ultimate for me. And like I said, I don't need money to make me feel good about that. Just seeing them succeed. I've never been the type of person where I look for kickbacks or I make it to a certain level and I kind of write everybody off. I support everybody, man, especially if you have common goals with me. If we have common goals, man, I want you to win just like I did. And I'm not super successful, but I'm at a point now to where I can look back throughout my life and all the mistakes I made and all the shit that I put myself through and all the stuff I went through, and I can start grabbing people that are looking to make that change, and I can start grabbing them and I can start pulling them up and helping them. You know what I mean? Every time I get to a new bracket, I feel like in my book, I can reach back and help somebody else get up there, or help them get a spot up behind me, or you know what I mean? I want everybody to be successful, especially people that I work with. That's ultimately what my goal is. Put myself in a position to help people out, man. And my goal is to make this as big as I can. Like I said, and if we can start something with all California state prisons where we bring in affiliates at every prison, and we get some guys involved and we can potentially save lives, it's better for everybody, man. It's better for the world. As a country, we need to come together, and I feel like I can be part of bringing people together. The crazy thing you see on prison yards, like I say, is it's not like out in the world. Like everybody hangs out. Nobody, we don't really have like segregation. In prisons, like they're still segregated. Like the blacks hang out with the blacks, Hispanics, Filipinos, whites. You may have some mixing here and there for common things like guys doing boxing or like doing programs together. But for the most part, it's segregated. But we walk through this yard and like, everybody's staring at us. We're walking through. We go down to the gym. As soon as we walk in the gym, they already have their own fitness stuff, class going on for like people with diabetes and just people who want to work out. As soon as you walk in the gym, there's no segregation. It's people from all walks of life. There's black dudes, there's Asian, there's white, fat guys, skinny guys, guys with diabetes, guys with one leg, people from all walks of life. And that's cool, man. That's what I want to be a part of, and that's what I want to help. Like I said, bring people together. And it doesn't matter what you look like when you do CrossFit or when you do fitness. It just matters what kind of vibe you bring to the group. You know what I mean? And what you can bring to the table as far as life experiences and what you look like don't mean shit. If you work hard and you hold yourself accountable and you help other people out in the class and you have a good spirit, good attitude, and you bring good vibes to the group, you're welcome in fitness, man. You're welcome in the CrossFit space. And like I said, when I walked back there and seen that, that's when I was like, okay, yeah, like this is big, because this is gonna bring people together. People don't give a shit what you look like, when you do CrossFit, man. As long as you do it right and you push yourself, man, everybody accepts you. It's just like any other sport, you know what I mean? Just like any other sport. And I think that was big. And again, that's another thing that motivates me to put more of my time in, knowing that I can bring more people who normally wouldn't be around each other together. And at the end of the day, that's what I want to do. But anyway, April 17th, we're going back for the competition. We are going to do stuff in the future, trying to bring more workouts there. I'm going to try to get other affiliate owners involved. And like I said, if we can make this a big thing, then, as long as people are willing to put in the time and sacrifice, that we can make it happen. If not, then I'll do it on my own. I mean, no big deal. But anyway, that's it for episode 2. Thank you guys for listening. If you got something out of this, appreciate it. Please drop a share, like it, subscribe to it, share it, whatever we can do to get this show moving. I'm going to get better production. I'm going to get better everything. I'm going to get better at talking into a fucking camera. I know I suck, but yeah, this is what we got. This is what we're doing. Everybody have a good weekend. Thank you guys for tuning in.